night, waiting on a millennial sun.
Oh, Robert waits and waits. He waits for his son. He waits with his breakfast, then waits just for fun. He waits as he naps, once, twice. What a feat! He waits while his coffee grows cold in defeat. He peers out the window. He stares at the gate. Still no sun? He wonders, how long must I wait? 2 hours go by. He's starting to fume. Is this boy lost in space or locked in his room? And I must now ask you, for I've seen this before. Do you wait for your kids till you grow roots in the floor? Do they saunter, delay, and act like it's fine? Let me guess. When they're late, that excuse isn't mine. No, this lateness, it's not from my side. This on-time failure, folks, comes from her pride. So I'll sit here and wait and maybe complain, while pondering how their mother's to blame. Kids and their timing, they drive us insane. But hey, who needs forging? I'll wait here in vain.
Well, what do we have here? Hey everybody, this is my son, the millennial son, running on millennial time.
Millennials are always late.
About ready to do something?
I'm about ready.
So what's going to take you to get ready? If you're only about ready.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
All right, so I know we were talking about building that 15th century archangel sword. But since you're just starting out, I think we need to stay smaller.
Really?
Instead of a big sword project. I'll build that next week out of
Well, then what are you thinking?
movie fighter.
Okay.
Classic. But this one has nice curves. Oh, shit. Let's get you mic'd up. Put that on your lapel.
Give me a shirt.
They want to hear you all staticky.
Give me a shirt.
I don't want to
Give
give
me
you a
a
shirt.
shirt.
Get one of those U.S. Patriot shirts there. That we have on sale for $10.99. Or maybe $9.99, I don't know. We'll grab one of those.
Are we recording?
Yeah, cool. We're gonna record everything.
What, one of these?
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
So, but for the Damascus in this, I figured we're gonna do a couple of things here. I got these daggers, they're twisted Damascus, and I already made them up, but they got a little narrow on me, cleaning them up. So we're gonna turn them into a different blade. I think that one's still good. I don't know what kind of Damascus that one was.
So we're not gonna make our own billet?
Yeah, we're gonna make canister Damascus.
Okay.
So, get some of these. And the reason we're doing this is because we're going to try to make a really cool twist, because these are already twisted. So when we're going to throw some 1095 in there, so it'll be black when it's all finished. So when we get it out, we'll have nice thick layers of 1095, and we'll twist all that to where it makes a really cool looking twist.
All right.
Out of twist.
Yeah.
We want enough to where both of us can have a nice
Well,
blade. I think I'll
would
sit
you
down
look at that?
All this is
Just like a
twisted
classic
right now.
millennial cliche, here we are,
So I'm
making a
gonna take
video
that.
of this grand bonding experience and the oh-so-glorious process of building these buoy fighters. Naturally, he can't resist whipping out his camera like it's a reflex, as if the universe itself might implode if this moment isn't captured for the algorithm. I mean, why savor the memory when you can record it and forget about it later, right?
All right, so let's take these out there and clean them up. I'll show you how to do that. You notice I cleaned the shop up and got it all ready. All right, let's go.
For the next 2 hours, we get to enjoy the exhilarating edge-of-your-seat thrill of sanding steel, Yes, you heard that right. It's a heart-pounding race against rust and imperfections, because nothing screams successful forge weld like obsessively polishing metal until it's as flawless as your unrealistic expectations. One speck of rust or one imperfection. Boom. Knife ruined, dreams shattered, blacksmithing legacy destroyed. No pressure or anything. So grab your sandpaper, channel your inner perfectionist, and let's ensure this steel shines brighter than your neighbor's obnoxiously clean car. Okay. Maybe that was a bit dramatic. It's not like one speck of rust is going to cause the knife to self-destruct or summon a horde of disappointed blacksmithing ghosts. But hey, grinding the surface clean is still a good move. Think of it as giving the steel a little spa day, clearing away all that crusty rust and imperfections so it's ready to bond beautifully in the forge weld. Sure, it might not be a matter of life and death, but it's one of those do it right or do it twice kind of deals. So let's just grind away and pretend we're doing something heroic, even if the stakes are slightly lower than world domination.
Maybe one day. Anyhow, right now we're going to take these and figure out the size of the canisters we want. But I've seen on some of these, there's still bits, like right here.
Yeah.
I want to get most of these out. That's only a bad area, really. Inspect each one and make sure all the bits are gone.
Meanwhile, Kevin diligently inspecting the former blade projects like a jeweler eyeing a diamond. He's on a mission to find and remove any imperfections that could morph into major headaches later on. Think of him as the steel's therapist, rooting out all those little flaws and insecurities so they don't come back to haunt you when it really matters. While Kevin plays detective, Robert is on the chopping block, literally. He's slicing up those inspected pieces into the perfect lengths for their new canisters. It's all about precision here. No guesswork allowed. Too short, and you've got a canister that looks like it went on a crash diet. Too long, and it's suddenly auditioning for the role of that billet that didn't fit.
You're gonna make end caps for that.
Robert's got the blade equivalent of
There you
Goldilocks
go.
syndrome. Every piece has to be just right.
That's why I saved the scrap steel. Want to give me a scribe? I got it. Still don't see my other two. At least this one's here. Odds are good. Nothing, the steel ain't gonna stick to this anyhow, since the inside is also galvanized.
Huh.
But by using the white paint, that white target paint, you're guaranteed nothing's gonna stick to it. All right, we need 4 of these, just like that one. You can use the saw here for it.
All right, so cut it out and then copy it.
Yep. I ordered the stand for the bandsaw instead of making one. So glad I did. I mean, it's amazing. Solid.
You're absolutely right. Unless you enjoy the delightful, ear-piercing symphony of a saw shrieking like it just stubbed its toe, we should probably skip ahead to the fun part. So let's light this fire. Literally. Nothing says, I'm serious about this project, like sparking up a roaring forge. Who needs peaceful grinding noises when you can have the primal, satisfying crackle of flames and the glow of molten metal? It's time to trade shrill for thrill and really bring the heat to this project, both figuratively and, well, literally.
All right, first thing we got to do on this one is plug it in. grab the settling or the little torch bottle. Turn the gas on. Turn this on barely. You gotta let it run on low for a little bit to start heating the blocks up. It's gonna be a hell of a temperature change quick. Blow that down both sides. Plenty of people that can't.
Everything set right?
Thought you knew how.
Is it even on?
You told me you knew how.
Why are you mad at me for?
Because you just got done giving me a speech on I know how and all this bullshit. And it's the easiest thing to do. And you can't even find out.
I didn't even turn on the right one.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Now comes the exciting part. It's time to treat the freshly ground steel to a glamorous acetone bath. Yes, because nothing screams luxury spa day like scrubbing off every last drop of oil and anything that might have dared to call the steel surface home. After the pieces get their refreshing soak and dry treatment, they're divvied up like slices of pizza at a party. Everyone grabs their share. Next, the real artistry begins as they each decide how to stack their steel masterpieces inside their respective canisters. Think of it as high-stakes Jenga, but with molten metal on the horizon. Then comes the filler. Fine 1080 steel powder. Well, unless you're Robert, who decides to go full chef's kiss by upgrading his mix to 1080 steel powder with a dash of 2% nickel. Because why not? Go big or go home, right? Trust me, the difference will be as subtle as a neon sign when we see the results. With the canisters packed to the brim like an overstuffed burrito, the tops are welded shut, trapping all that potential greatness inside. Finally, the canisters are placed into the forge, where the real magic, or chaos, depending on your perspective, starts to happen. Buckle up, folks. It's about to get hot in here. Because now they go into the fire.
Yeah.
Like 20, 30 minutes or 20 minutes soaking. So now it's rotating. Make sure you don't hit that ceramic door when you do it.
Yeah.
It will cost you. Don't even get close to the ceramic. Be careful when you're putting it back in there and taking it out.
We're just rotating them, yeah?
Right. Come here. Watch this. Down right there, I gently walk it over and then just give it a little rotation. I want to go 180 degrees where it's set. You don't want to bang around that ceramic in there. The fire brick. Now they're starting to glow.
Yeah.
Since they're such thick pieces, we want them to soak for a while to really get them glowing. They're almost ready, because this thing, these damn forges, they put out so much heat with that forced air, it doesn't take any time to do anything. This ain't even max volume on the gas. I barely got the gas on.
Oh, now we're really cooking with propane. As Robert so eloquently pointed out, this forge doesn't just get hot. It cranks up the heat like a jalapeno at a habanero convention. Fast, too. If you're digging the looks and performance of this bad boy, head over to Darkstar Forge and let Scott know that Ironhead Forge sent you. Don't get too excited. This won't score you a discount, and it definitely won't get Robert a referral bonus. But hey, at least Scott will know a happy camper sent you, and isn't that priceless? Spoiler, it's not. Scott still wants your money. Now let's talk about that first canister press. Oh yes, the moment of truth. Probably the most important step in the whole process. With Ironhead Forge's shop leaning heavily on that trusty 2.5-inch tubing, Robert went full DIY genius, crafted his own dies to nail that first press with surgical precision. It's all about the Goldilocks squeeze. Not too much, not too little. Just enough to pack everything in the canister snugly without turning it into a regrettable metal pancake. Remember, the first press isn't about sucking every ounce of heat out of the canister like a desperate vampire. It's just a gentle smush to turn all the bits inside into one beautifully sticky piece of steel. After that, back into the forge it goes for a little R&R in the fiery sauna. Relaxation, rejuvenation, and a full heat soak. Ah, the life of a steel canister. Doesn't it sound downright luxurious? Now that the first couple of gentle pressings are done, think of it as the canister's warm-up stretches. It's time to swap out the dies for a smaller squaring die set. And here's where things start to get spicy. We're done with the featherlight presses. Now we get a little more aggressive. Not Hulk smash aggressive, mind you. We're not trying to create modern art here. You still have to take your time and ease down in size. Get too ambitious too fast, and you'll be pulling out a billet with more cracks in the corners than your grandma's favorite teapot. Trust us, you don't want that. With the size of these two cans, Robert and his son are in for the long haul. This isn't some quick slapdash operation. It's a marathon of heat, press, reheat, repeat. We're talking hours upon hours of this slow, methodical process, all to coax that steel into perfection. By the time the day's done, we've had more rounds with that forge than a boxer in a title fight. But hey, who needs gym memberships when your workout is this intense? It's all about patience, precision, and not letting the forge outsmart you. Spoiler, we'll try. Forges are sneaky like that.
Isn't there a fine line between perfect and too hot?
No. It's fucking good now. These are big builds that you want to
I start from the top or the bottom?
Right there's fine. No more than that. There you go. Now rotate. Can you feel it firming up?
Yeah.
At first it feels like a marshmallow, then it starts firming. As soon as it gets firm, we can pretty much run with it. I mean, you still don't want to go an extreme crunch with it. Smash it real hard, but you can move a lot easier and a lot faster. Go ahead and turn it and do it again. Keep your billet level with the dies. You keep raising up in the back end. There you go. Rotate, not too much. Rotate it. Do it again. Try to square it up. You didn't start at the end. Just keep going. One more move, and then get that back part that you missed.
What, over here?
Yep, right there. Put it back in the forge. You better learn where that pedal is and how it works. You're smashing too much. What do you think of that?
I think, with how many video games I've played, I would know how to operate a single pedal.
How many video games you play with your feet?
A few.
Oh, I don't play video games, I do this. This time, I'm going to forge it until it gets down to a dark orange. Or work it until it gets down to a dark orange.
While Robert is putting the coal iron works press through its paces, he's smashing the canister and the steel inside with the precision of a master smith and the enthusiasm of a kid with bubble wrap. As the press works its magic, feel the contents within starting to firm up, signaling that the individual pieces of steel are finally starting to bond into one cohesive chunk. It's a bit like baking bread, except this loaf is made of fire and fury. Now, for those not in the know, let's talk about the difference between Canister Damascus and Billet Damascus. Billet Damascus is your classic OG version. It involves layering multiple pieces of steel together, usually alternating types, forging and folding them repeatedly to create those signature wavy patterns. It's all about creating a mosaic of steel through skillful layering and blending. Canister Damascus, on the other hand, is like Damascus steel's experimental cousin. Instead of starting with flat layers, you fill a metal canister with various materials, powdered steel, small scraps, or even more creative stuff like wires or ball bearings. Then the canister is sealed, heated, pressed to compress and bond the contents into a solid piece. It's a different approach. The result is just as striking, with endless possibilities for unique patterns based on what's stuffed inside the canister. Now, back to Robert and the pressing action. With each calculated smash, he's squeezing the life out of that canister in the best way possible, watching as the steel begins to take shape. The press groans under the pressure. It's doing the hard work of transforming chaos into order. The steel inside is becoming one cohesive unit, ready for its fiery return to the forge. Robert, it's got that look. One that says, this is gonna be good.
I guess that was on there better than I thought. Getting on it. It's like what I did. Try to rip it off there.
This ain't gonna rip off.
Yeah, Will. Or to come out of the can. Your can's ripping in pieces.
I know.
Which is good. Keep it square. Now without squishing the billet, smash the can. I said without touching the billet, smash the can. You just don't listen, do you? Fucking millennials.
I was trying to do it my own thing.
You work the can back and forth and it'll pop off. Stop smashing the can into your billet. You don't need that anymore. Pinch it down and hold it. There. Now rip that arm off. Run and get the tongs that I just used. Told you it'd come off. You better get the big ones.
I got it.
Be careful setting it in here. Be slow and deliberate. That is soft stuff. There you go. Now shut the door. Letting the heat out.
Now that the pressing of the canisters is finally complete, let's be honest, probably feels like the forge equivalent of climbing Mount Everest. It's time for the next step. The dynamic duo carefully placed the two canisters into a heat treat oven to cool them down slowly. No, this isn't because they're giving the steel a well-deserved spa day, though it's earned one. It's all part of the annealing process. Bladesmiths like Robert know that steel is a lot like a moody teenager. It needs to chill out slowly and evenly to avoid becoming a hot mess later. This slow cooling softens the metal and allows the grain structure to evenly distribute, like spreading butter on toast. The goal? Preventing the steel from turning into a brittle nightmare when it's later hardened by the rapid cooling quench. Because nobody wants their carefully forged masterpiece to snap in two, like a stale pretzel. So there they sit in the oven, those canisters, getting their zen on, cooling down at just the right pace. It's the calm before the storm, because soon enough, they'll be back in action, ready to be hardened, sharpened, and transformed into something truly spectacular.